Everybody.
So on that point, Lori asked this question: if others in your life have refused to affirm you, and asking for it then seems terrifying, can you get the affirmation you need from God alone?
Well, the answer is God has people in this world who will want to affirm you. So if I do not have a community or those people around me who can affirm me, who are willing to affirm me, I will pursue it for a while. I can pursue it for a while, but I have to go eventually to where I can try it out. I'm constantly trying out affirmation. Affirmation, God has created that way for us to love each other in that way. What does he say in Proverbs 27? Let another praise you and not your own mouth. When we brag on ourselves, it's because there's been no one around to do it for me. And remember that statement. Affirmation never puffs up our hearts. Instead, it humbles us and causes us to want to do more of what we've been affirmed for in the place that affirmed us. So it's so beautiful and wise for a community to learn to have settings, birthday parties, any of those occasions, weddings, graduations, to where we can use as a tool and just be able to look into someone's eyes and say, I want you to know how I see you. I want you to know what I see God doing in you. And I want you to know I saw it last week, and it was beautiful. And I want you to know a lot of us can see it. And I remember on my birthday, we used to do a thing in our office where we used to have an affirmation time. You'd sit in the middle and they'd create a circle around you, and each one would take turns looking you in the eye and saying, here's the 3 things that I want to say that I affirm you most in. I had to leave right after that to go to lunch. I had a lunch appointment, and I was out in the parking lot waiting for that person, and I just started involuntarily sobbing, because these were all the things that were said about me that day were the things that I'd given to God early in my faith and said, please, God, let me be that. Let me be that. Let me be for good. And here it was, human beings from the Spirit of God speaking to my heart, literally God speaking to my heart through a human being. That's how God affirms me. God can, I know he loves me. I know he loves me individually, but he will use individuals, humans, to affirm, for it to come all the way from God to me. And the only onus on that part is that, Ross, if you affirm me like you affirmed me that night, and you said my best years are ahead of me, I had to believe that you weren't blowing smoke. Mm-hmm. I had to believe that you were. That still rocks me. I had to believe you. And then I could receive it from God. And it would be from God to me, and it would change me. It would actually transform me. Yeah. Ross, you did that. That's what you guys, that's what we've got to do for each other. That's what we get to do for each other. But by the way, there aren't any people that I know that don't have something beautiful that's visible that I can't affirm about them. Affirmation is the currency. It is the language of an environment of grace.
Mm-hmm. So he could do it alone, but he chooses not to.
Well, we become God with flesh on. We become that vehicle that he could use. He is always affirming my heart, but specifically, directionally wise, he'll use other humans to be able to do that.
Yeah.